vehicles have faulty ignition switches that could suddenly shut down car engines, disabling power steering, power brakes, seatbelts, and airbags. She pledged greater transparency going forward.
If we know there is a defect on our vehicles, we do not look at the cost associated with it. We look at the speed in which we can fix the issue.
Acting Administrator of the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, David Friedman, will also testify again today. He's already told lawmakers NHTSA didn't launch an investigation earlier because GM failed to disclose the switches didn't meet the company's own specifications. General Motors says it will start replacing defective switches in recalled cars next week. Now, because of GM's bankruptcy filing, it could be legally shielded from having to compensate victims of these crashes, but in a sign that it might, GM has hired a lawyer that set up the compensation plans for the victims' families of 9/11, the Boston Marathon bombing. Anne-Marie?
All right, Susan McGinnis in Washington. Thank you, Susan. This morning, the threat of severe weather exists for parts of the southern plains and Midwest. Strong thunderstorms, hail, and possible tornadoes will threaten Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Missouri through tomorrow. By Friday, the threat of severe weather stretches from Texas to Ohio. The official death toll from that massive mudslide in Washington state stands at 28 this morning. Another 20 remain missing. But the pools of muddy water are receding, and that's helping recovery teams searching for victims. Omar Villafranca reports.
Search crews are
evil
still finding
people.
Victims of the Washington
How many
mudslide
black people
under tons
lived
of
in
mud,
that village?
muck,
How many
and debris.
people of color
The
lived
water's been
in that
receding
city?
and exposing new areas and
It probably was like a little Ku Klux Klan
For the
city.
first time, reporters were allowed into the search field, where crews have to sift through mud mixed with shredded homes, splintered trees, and everyday objects. Lieutenant Richard Burke is with the Bellevue Fire Department.
How do you describe this to somebody?
My God is working.
Somebody's bedroom.
Were they evil, rich people that have stolen from poor people of color and became millionaires and wanted to live in a city by themselves? I believe that they didn't have any people of color there.
Behind the tree line, there's about 100 acres that crews still can't get to. The mud is unstable. It's like quicksand.
It's 10 feet deep, just slurry. So it's just
You'd fall right through.
Just fall right into it.
And the earth is polluted again.
For rescue crews and dogs. One thing you won't
That's why I believe we're having all of this severe weather, all of these spills into the earth. The earth is vomiting.
CBS News, Arlington, Washington.
Crews looking for the missing Malaysian airliner face more bad weather this morning. Clouds, fog, and thunderstorms in the search zone are complicating operations. It takes 2.5 hours to fly to the area from Australia. 19 planes and ships are involved this morning. To prevent mid-air collisions, Australia sent a plane to direct traffic. A British nuclear submarine has joined the effort as well. An 11th hour enrollment surge boosted the numbers of people signed up for President Obama's health care overhaul to 7.1 million. The president was told
Go Obama, help the poor people, the rich, the greedy, the powerful. Didn't even want poor people to have insurance. Shame on them. Go Obama.
The plan isn't perfect, but it's doing the job.
It's working. It's helping people from coast to coast. All of which makes the links to which critics have gone to scare people or undermine the law.
Go Obama. The people need the help.
Alternatives so hard to understand. I got to admit, I don't get it.
They don't care, just like the people at GM.
How many young, healthy people signed up for Obamacare? Ben Tracy has more on that from Los Angeles.
The lines were long at last-minute enrollment events for California's healthcare exchange.
Look at all the millions and billions of people that need help of all colors. The deadly Republicans, the independents, even some dirty Democrats. Go Obama.
Carlson dropped his insurance 5 months ago because it was costing him more than $400 per month. He says he felt like a ticking time bomb.
You never know when something's going to happen to you, and I feel like I'm young enough that I don't have any problems now, but you never know if some accident's going to happen.
Carlson is 33, a so-called young invincible. These 18 to 34-year-olds who are generally healthy are needed
Go
to
kids, don't listen to your
older and sicker
evil
people in the
parents.
new
Go
healthcare
getting
system.
short.
As of March 1st, younger people accounted for 25% of all enrollees, but healthcare studies initially said it should be 40%. Artie Carlson did sign up just before the deadline. His new plan will save him more than $150 per month.
Why did you wait till the last minute to sign up?
I think I didn't see it as super necessary at that time. But then as I started to think about it, I was like, I need to do this, and now I have it. So it's sort of a peace of mind thing.
God bless you,
You're
baby.
no longer a ticking time bomb.
Exactly. Yeah, it's nice.
Covered California says nearly 400,000 people have started enrolling for a new health care plan but not yet finished. They will have until April 15th to complete the process. Ben Tracy, CBS News, Los Angeles.
The Obama administration says there's no decision to free convicted spy Jonathan Pollard to revive the Mideast peace process. Secretary of State John Kerry tamped down speculation Tuesday. Pollard has served 29 years for selling classified U.S. military documents to the Israelis. Successive Israeli governments have sought his release. Kerry is scrambling to keep alive negotiations between Israel and the Palestinians. Well, coming up on the morning news now, cashing in. The sole winner of that massive Powerball jackpot finally steps forward.
Mine was earned in Korea in 1953.
Afghanistan in 2009.
Orbiting the moon in 1971.
Once it's earned, USAA Auto Insurance is often handed down from generation to generation because it offers a superior level of protection and because USAA's commitment to serve current and former military members and their families is without equal.
Everybody needs insurance. Go Obama.
We know what it means to serve.
Go Obama.
Are digestive issues holding you back? Take control with the 2-week Tummy Take Back from Digestive Advantage, the daily probiotic supplement that guarantees improvement in abdominal discomfort and bloating.
Be careful with all of these new meds. They are killing people.
Guys like things foolproof. For getting rid of gray, there's Just for Men. Traditional hair color can overcolor. Just for Men's Air Active technology preserves hair's subtle variations. It's foolproof. Check out
Just for Men used to have so much lead in it that it was killing men. Let's see if they've changed. Poor people, you don't have to go and shop like that. You got clothes. You can mix and match, get a sewing machine and reinvent clothes. Save your money. Look at him all evil.
Don't wait for awesome. Totino's Pizza Rolls get you there in just 60 seconds.
What you wear to bed is your business. So if you're sleeping in your contact lenses, ask about the Air Optics contacts. So breathable, they're approved for up to 30 nights of continuous wear.
Are they safe?
Information as serious eye problems may occur. Visit
They push anything to get paid. Don't let them use you.
On the CBS Money Watch, car sales shift into high gear, and a mysterious Powerball winner gets a big check. Jill Wagner is at the New York Stock Exchange with those stories and more. Good morning, Jill.
Good morning, Anne-Marie. An uptick in the U.S. economy helped push Asian markets higher today. Japan's Nikkei jumped almost 2%, while Hong Kong's Hang Seng rose slightly. Signs of life in U.S. manufacturing gave stocks here on Wall Street a boost.
Go America, go Obama.
Points. The Nasdaq finished 69 points higher, and the S&P added 13 points to finish at an all-time high. Auto and truck sales in the U.S. beat expectations last month thanks to improving weather and dealer incentives. Overall, sales rose 5.7%, the strongest
Buyers
since
beware. They look pretty, but they could be deadly. Something by the manufacturer. False. Take your time. Check it out. Don't be like GM.
Disgraced financier Charles Keating died yesterday. Keating was at the center of the costliest savings and loan failure of the 1980s. Keating allegedly bilked customers at his Lincoln Savings and Loan by selling them
another dirty Jew.
unsecured junk
rich.
He cut a deal
He
with the
died.
and spent just
Look
5
at how
years
they
in prison.
protected him.
Charles Keating was 90 years old.
A
just
piece of
released report
crap.
on Americans' savings habits paints a bleak picture. According to Retail Me Not, a digital coupon company, nearly half of all Americans, 48%, lack enough savings to last more than a month without income. And Ray Baxton, not one of them. He is the sole winner of February's $425 million Powerball jackpot.
The Virginia lottery cheats people. Go to drphil.com and pull up the information on the Virginia lottery.
Before taxes. He won't reveal his age or occupation.
I had a friend
plans to set up a charitable foundation
that was killed on Chamberlain on Mechanicsville Pike, Richmond, Virginia. He told me that the poor people in Virginia are used to build up the lottery.
And in sports, Derek Jeter's final season in pinstripes gets off to a bumpy start.
The state of Virginia cheats people out of their money. Faru that was killed on Mechanicsville Pike, I think it's a little over a year ago. I used to go to his store regularly and almost every day because I used to pitch horseshoes, and I was a chauffeur to one of my neighbors. And one day I was going in there. My neighbor used to scratch lottery tickets and he used to win. He was so good, he didn't even have to scratch the numbers off to see whether he'd won. He had a process where he could look at the numbers by the barcode or something. He could tell whether he had won or not before he scratched the numbers, which I thought was amazing. But this man, a friend of mine, Faru, told us one day to stop buying the lottery tickets. And he knew I worked hard. He knew I had little money because I'd been sabotaged. And he said, don't buy the tickets. Don't play the scratch-offs. The lottery knows exactly where every winning ticket goes. They know before they send the tickets out. And he said that they just knew where the winners were. And they placed the winning tickets in certain areas. And rarely it was in the poor neighborhoods. Very rarely. So I thought about it and I thought about it. He said the poor people here in the state of Virginia feed the lottery. Build the lottery up with their hard-earned dollars. They so broke and so poor, they are desperate to do anything to change their economical situations. He said, you'll never win. He said, set up not to play. So I stopped playing. But my neighbor used to play so hard, spend so much money, and he would win sometimes. I was impressed because I needed money to live on. That was amazing. He used to scratch off so many tickets. He had me scratching like a dog with fleas. Then I realized I never won anything, so I stopped. But I'll never forget what my friend Faru said. They got it set up so you'll never win. Even games where there's a huge jackpot, they already know where the winning tickets are because they created the tickets. I want you all to think about it. People win all over the United States from the Virginia lottery, but the Virginians get nothing. It seems like you can play, people all over the world can win tickets, buy tickets, but we can't buy their tickets. How is it that people all over the world can play the Virginia lottery and win, but the Virginians and the Richmonders can't win anything? It's a setup from the jump. Go to drphil.com, pull up the Virginia lottery, and see why he says it's fraud. You can't win. Dr. Phil is no idiot. See for yourself, poor people, especially the poor. It's a scam like everything else here in the city of Richmond. They got so many new medicines that are killing people. Go to Elwood Thompson's health food store and learn what you can use instead of all of these new medications. They got them out here where medications for depression and things like that are causing men to grow full-grown breasts. Boys to grow full-grown breasts. Double D size. Now, what a man look like walking around with a double D size breast? Unless he wants to become a female. He thinks he can become a female. Don't let them fool you. Don't let them fool you. It's all about that mighty dollar, just like GM with those cars. They don't give a damn about you. They know they are killing you. And guess what? Because they are filthy rich with the dirty lawyers, you could be the next victim. America has gone to hell in a handbasket. The temperature, the weather says one thing, but we know it's cold as hell. It is super cool. Mother Nature's mad.
Trimmer is recovering this morning after a close encounter with a chainsaw. As Lynn Hayes Freeland shows us, he's alive thanks to his ability to stay cool under pressure.
It was just a freak accident. It could happen to anybody climbing a tree.
Watch those chainsaws. Look at that young man.
Right back at me. Got stuck in my neck.
Literally. This is what James Valentine's x-rays looked like when he got to West Penn Allegheny General Hospital. A chainsaw
You blessed.
After a tree-cutting accident in Ross Township.
So as soon as the accident happened, the injured person was able to hold the saw in front
Don't
of him.
play. I use chainsaws, but I got a little girl's chainsaw. If you don't know what you're doing, there's nothing to play with. That kickback is terrible. Look.
Scooched my way down. As soon as I got down out of the tree and was sitting down on the ground, just seeing the blood just squirting out. It was
bleeding out, baby.
It was crazy.
If you take the chainsaw out, you would have massive bleeding.
So paramedics took the saw apart while it was still in Valentine's neck. Trauma surgeons expected the worst. After all, this is what they have been looking at.
There is a higher
He
power.
was awake and talking to us when he came in. We took the chainsaw out.
Beautiful kid. I'm praying that he knows we're one race, the human race. There is a higher power, and some of you dirty, greedy people don't control it, and it is at work.
James Valentine says he only needs about a week to recuperate, and he should be released from the hospital within the next 24 hours. In Pittsburgh, I'm Lynn Hayes Freeland for CBS News.
That was unbelievable. Well, the leader of Atlanta's Catholic community is apologizing for his lavish new home. The 6,000 square foot mansion cost the diocese $2.2 million to build. That upset some local Catholics who complained the price tag was outlandish. Archbishop Wilton Gregory now says he will consider selling the new home. Well, coming up
why? Because he's black? White folk, Jewish folk, they do it all the time. Italian folk do it all the time. Why? Because he's a person of color? That's what it is.
Wow, this hotel is amazing.
If he's worked,
Oh, no.
and his brother, his father blessed him with that, why not? They've done everything else in the Catholic Church. Why can't the brother live something like they have? If he worked for his father, then that could be his blessing. You all want to take everything from everybody. Greedy, you want it all, well, you're getting it all now. Lord, oh Lord, how long will the wicked triumph?